Hello guys, welcome. I am Samantha the Introvert, and today I want to give you my personal recap on episode 4 of The X Morning. So let's go. We always start the episode back in the past for these ex couples, but on this particular past, they were not in a relationship yet. So anyways, Tam Tawan woke up and trying to wake Patopi, and from the way Patopi is responding, you can tell they were out drinking and got drunk. But all that memory were Tamtawan's. We finally get to see a memory from Tamtawan. So all four of them in the room coming up with places to go to do their story for their first show. But due to Patopi's issue that day, on one particular working day, if you remember, you remember, but no one wants to work with him. But then young sister said she got an owner of a coffee place to do an interview, but they want to throw coffee on Patapi's face just to get that interview. They really out here really gonna get revenge. But Tamtawan came up with the perfect idea and the place to go to do their first interview show. But when Tamtawan told Patapi, he said no because the place Tamtawan suggested was Patapi's mother's salt farm. Patapi tries to talk his way out of not going, but the idea of people throwing coffee on his face is a big no-no, so he then agrees to go to his mother. We then back in the time of past to see both Tamtawan and Patapi going to visit Patapi's mother, but Patapi is crying because he had a huge breakup with his boyfriend Paul, which fun fact will be played by Om. At this point, we got to know that Patapi was dating before dating Tamtawan, but this scenario is so cute and funny and Chris did it so well. I'm telling you, that heartbreak got him over all over the place. You can tell when Patapi loves, he loves hard, and that would explain why Patapi holds on to Tamtawan's love even after their breakup. This is just bringing back Sotas all over, but I feel Tamtawan likes Patapi, but Patapi, who is so focused on his sad heartbreak, doesn't really notice. The sweet feeling of nostalgia. Back then, Patapi's mother knew of his past relationship, but is also excited to see Patapi brought home someone even though they were not in a relationship. Then the mother was very focused on Tamtawan as always, and that's because Patapi spoke highly of Tamtawan. Even till this day, but the mother sense something is off, but then again, she can't really say anything. What I do hate about this episode is that the females are the one doing all the hard work. But regardless, it does give these two a bit of a bond time. I feel like Youngs knew that his ex-girlfriend probably likes his sister. That is why they ended things. I do notice that young sister is eager to work, but she is easily forgetful. Anyways, they get inside and the mother asked how long they've been in their relationship, and Patapi said 8 years, which shocked Tamtawan because he found out his ex never told his mother about their breakup. Now remember, before then, when Patapi never wanted to go back home, well, this is the main reason. Patapi told his mother a big lie. Now, because he never wanted his mother to think that he's not good at holding relationship, he had to tell her that they are still in a relationship. Patapi told Tamtawan that when his mother would always ask about Tamtawan, he would always tell her that he went studying abroad. And in his eyes, that lied work. Tamtawan is using this relationship as an excuse to be lovey with Patapi in front of the mother. Again, as soon as they start pretending in front of the mother, it's like she knows something is up, but she won't say it. Well, nonetheless, even though they do look suspicious, to her, she is happy to see that her son is happy. Okay, now the real interview starts, and they talked about the salt farm and the different taste from her salt to others. There was a tricky moment though, because in each bowl are salt, but the mother could not tell which is hers. I guess she's overwhelmed herself, so she had to take some rest. While taking a break, the mother talked to Tamtawan about Patapi and how determined he is, on how she is happy to see them both still together, but is also aware that her son is single. She started talking about how his use of things and how he treasures things like that water bottle he's drinking out of. He has had that since university days and he kept it in good condition. She said her son is someone who never lets go of something he loves, but I feel at that point in time she said this to indicate to Tamtawan. We then went back in time when we see Patapi with the same water bottle crying over his broken heart of Paul. Okay, so after the interview, it's time to settle down, but the mother came to them and said that the water is not really working very well. So she had only one bathroom to work with, and the girls will take that while the boys will definitely bathe outside. I'm not going to lie, I was paying no attention to what they were saying. I was mostly enjoying the view. These two may not steal the show, but this episode they stole it for me. So, anyways, while the other girl went to take her shower, young sister is about to edit the work they filmed, but homegirl lost the memory card. Meanwhile, these two playing around, not noticing the mother came in. But she only came in to give Tamtawan a blanket. I love when I see Chris getting a cute character, or at least making his character cute. I mean, look at that. I want to give him a hug and never let him go. After that, we see Potapi picking on his nails, and Tamtawan notices and asks what's wrong. Whenever Potapi does that, something is always wrong and something is bothering him. So Potapi tells Tamtawan that his mother made a remark about dying and he fears one day that will come true, but Tamtawan tells him not to think about that. But if you look at Tamtawan, he also has a bad habit on touching his earlobe, but I'm not sure for what reason that could be. Then we see these two girls along, always doing the hard work again. This time they're searching for the missing memory card for the camera. It's the fact that Tamtawan is finding all things to the memory to bring back feelings that they had together, especially knowing how much they pretending. Potapi does like it because he already knows that they broke up, but he kind of fears that they go back together and Tamtawan will break up with him again. We went back in the past again when we see Patapi emotionally burning things that reminds him of Paul and Tamtawan is helping. Except for one item, and that's the year writing signature book. He had to fetch that out of the fire. Tamtawan asked why he saved the book and if it will remind him of Paul. And Potapi said that it's not about Paul, but the fact that Tamtawan's signature is in the book. And he also said that Tamtawan is important to him. Then we got bonding over some drinks. I don't know if that is whiskey, but I want to know what's stronger than whiskey. Which then got us back to this scene where we see at the first episode, the first part of the episode, where Tamtawan is waking up the drunk Patapi. After waking up, it's very evident that they both know who they are with because they both call each other's name. And then they kissed. Yeah, more things happened after that though. Back to the present day because remember, Tamtawan is the one remembering all this. Tamtawan then tries to create that night, but Patapi made it clear that will never happen and he will not be repeating this anytime soon. After that, Patapi tells Tamtawan that in the morning he will tell his mother the truth. Then we back to these two who's still searching. They've been searching all night and they didn't find the memory card. So they decided to redo everything. But just as luck has it, Homegirl remembers that young sister clumsy put the memory card in her pocket. Then we see these two. Potapi is getting nervous because today he should be telling his mother the truth about being single. It then brought them back to the memory when Potapi told his mother that he likes Tamtawan and even wants to further his life with him. How time really do flies and it flies fast. But they hesitated by telling her, so she made it clear that she already knew of their breakup. But she also stated that maybe Patapi and Tamtawan really wants to be together if they are so willing to pretend. Well, since the cat's out of a bag, they don't have to pretend anymore, but I believe they will come back as a couple in front of the mother very soon. When they were about to get ready to leave, the mother talked about the fried mackerel that Patapi loves so much, so they ended up staying to prepare that. Okay, guys, that is the end of my recap on episode 4 of The X Morning. Stay tuned for my personal recap on episode 5.